This is day 1171 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Please come me directly. Very greatly appreciated. They were doing your day. Simon Kuftas Vav, Sif Chav Vav, the Simon Kuftas Zion, Sif Dalit. Chafav. Chazar Rabbeinu Ramadim Alech Makom Sheinoch Leimasa. Going to a place that people don't eat the cheese, which is made by a non-Jew. The place the place that they do make it, that you do eat it. Ochem Shamayim you can eat it with them there. I've also very but you can't take it with you. Lachem Ochem Shamayim, but it's an eating place where the custom is forbidden. L'makom sheish beheker shem komas mutar unless there's some way of people where you're taking it, knowing that it came from one of the places where people are knowing keter in it, even though they're not. Mimakom makom shnagubo heter, going to place where they hold it. Or mutter makom shnagubo sham iser. If you're going from place where there are no heter, place where there are no iser, also sham. Then you say it's okay. It says I thought he just said it's okay if there's a hecker. It must be like out on summer here. We'll have to see what the Arukh says about it. Asian do I think I feel he huva makom heter makom isra nami asura I feel yesh bo hecker. Those who say that even you brought it from a place where it's mutter place which is but also it's also even there's a hecker b'achi noga that's a custom akam l'shano and quote from the Rama. That which he's allowed to eat in the place where people are knowing heter, even though his mom has him to go back to the place where knowing iser. Then also put upon the chumash of a place from which whence he left. Some say it's a kalu because it's a lighter iser. It's not more severe iser. That's the bush and the shach. You cannot say that. That's the case. Why is also bring it with him? Cause the question. What does it mean have a hacker that comes from places where they are allowed to do it? I guess it's image between Olam and Migdal. I don't know if they even make Migdal cheese anymore. But the Olam was the Chavisol brand, and Migdal was not Chavisol brand of that cheese. I don't know if that doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, so I'm not my kavana kenhu. It's intended like this. The Kohen Shinogu had the place where the custom is to be matir. Umitam there's shamosim behechsher b'chashash ba'olam. It's because they do it, make a kosher without any suspicion. Kohen Shinogu is the place where the custom is to aser. Umitam there's some yesh chashash. They have a suspicion. Mali lo yasham chashash where there's no suspicion. Now you like him. Gan kedri as well. Ain't kam machlekes. Therefore, there's no machlekes between the two places. Ain't shabbat zechumrei makom. Therefore, there's no concept of chumrei makom. It's a question of mitzias. What's the reality? If a person goes to a place where they conduct themselves Isra, to a place where they conduct themselves Heter, you can eat it with them. Butter, not cheese again. Sorry, that's the same principle though. Also in his place they would eat this kind of butter if they had no chashash. But to bring it with him is also back to his own place. There's no this very great distinction. Hecker have the mar. Then there isn't there but a way of recognizing and distinguishing the mar the way it looks like between this butter and the butter in this place. And the chumrei makom shalach l'sham in mar sign because the place of the chumrei of the place is going there's a mar sign. Avok shechem azuni cares whether this butter is you can be told it's unique. Ain't got mar sign. There is no mar sign issue. Makom heter makom iser. Somebody goes to a place it's mutter place where it's aser. Aser choshem achem shalohem. I feel daito lachzor. He can't eat the butter there, even have his mind to go back. So again, yeah. So if Neshram Kamalechim Chemakazu, also in his place, when they eat this butter, which is a suspicion. This is very fine social Found it more difficult. Found it Arukh HaShulchan difficult. Anyway, the Yeshachin Lomar, those are to say that Shehuva, Makam Hetel, Makam Isser, brought from a place where it's mutter, a place where it's also if you the hecker, it's also even when there's a hecker, Kedin Kol Yisurim, like all other Yisurim, Bachinog, and that is the minhag, which makes life a lot easier. He says here in the brackets, came near Lila Farish, became Mavur Me'ataz Sham. He says the Pshat and the Pshat of the Taz as well. Chav Zayin, the neighbors my name was there. In our day and age, Robo Komos in most places, they don't eat non-chavis or butter. Yesh Komos Shalchin in places like in Germany, where they did eat. Shino Komos Shalchin, it's clear in a distant place, though. Mokom Shishom Motim, there are very few Jews. You can eat the butter without any concern. Film Komos Shinog, obviously, it's not the Swedish. I feel in places where the custom was to aser eno seres a kelim she's doesn't aser the kelim which was cooked. Nor does it aser in the taroves, and ubatla bir rov, and it's negated in the majority. The Daishlo shel Rabbi Chacham Kasab. Vizel Shona. Chacham Masanim writes, "Bizman azeh shamana b'view shem zayvin achem b'shum shachazir b'achstanya." We heard clearly that they mix in to the butter lard when it's in hostelry. Therefore, you should only eat butter from places, not clovis or butter, places where they sell it in quantity in the marketplace. They're not what they sell in small quantities in the houses. Subsequent writes, is quoted by the Bach here, says, Al-Chema Shalahem, and their butter, but Chubas are going to cost a lot here, the Chubas are going to write Simatir, but going to go to Benutam, Rimatim, Anam, the Chubas are Minasa Kasum, Arach Shavinogim Hatter. That was in the old days. Still now they're accustomed to the Matir Abakshis. Once they started mixing in, literally faking it, I guess, with forbidden fats, given a Zifos, Melisha Ochel, Osam, they would make rebuke strenuously. Those who ate them, make Rafla, Bechol Eretz Ashna, Shalolachla, Adkan Lashana. Wow. And they would touch baits, they weren't eating in Germany. Ayashagam is Manakamon, even in ancient times. Chemosh and Nisarabayim, Ziv Mechalovim. There was butter which was mixed fake butter made out of fat for bats. Fats. The Gamas are not that age. We heard many years ago. Also, the native places where they mix in forbidden fat in the butter. Says, I was in a large city. I heard that the butter, which is adulterated, did not go to eat at all. It went to, what does oil do? Lubricate in factories. Baruch HaYademes, who knows the truth. Therefore, it's definitely those who allow butter. I think about complaining that we have no clarity. Shame says you that there's no. What would I just use that good word for a couple moments ago? Adulteration. The taroves iser in any mixture of iser in it. The bracket says, somebody who violated the prohibition and made cheese with their sour milk. And he took this sour milk, which he used to make milk, to make cheese, and Hemi Boach used it to make other cheese. From another cheese. You can take the third batch. And use the chatchila to solidify your milk. After times, whatever trace there is of the first one is already nullified. The chametz of non-Jews is mutter acha shosh habashas. Well, actually, there I think it's about the Samaritans themselves. It's mutter after 3 weeks, and acha shosh hafios after they already baked with it 3 times. Ayin sham. That's the precedent. We can ask the question. Place for the custom is to be lenient with the butter. What about where they take milk, which is stood there for a day or two, until the top part becomes thick and it's fatty, and it's called cream. And the bottom is sour. Sour milk. Sour milk. So it's like milk. It's also mutter. It's like butter, and butter is mutter. And this also is something which the yakas are making on cream. Near the time milchema, and then Roshun says it's similar to butter. Because treif milk does not solidify. Yishuman the soybay. What about the soybay? The meicholav. Hagam chema. You can assume some butter in the soybay. You can't assume shubay. You call it in the shavchos. So pour out whatever watery stuff there is there. Whatever gets absorbed into the congealed milk, these bottles no fight. Nebazoyer milk is sharbenas you b'sherkoin svortka. Shavchol gamre. Not sure that is, but you have to throw that out. The cementa and in the cream, like in the siuv neatzmo, there is no watery stuff in and of itself. I guess because it all goes to sour milk. This is a place where the Jews don't have what to eat. The cholchosmenta, you can eat the cream, the sour milk, and the sour milk kamochema. Yishpoch hasruvetko, whatever that is. In fact, it says, "I'm because you can chaval sheiter ha kamaika shemdinas Turkey." Ganke and Zeb is something similar. The ganke mitam mel also the same reasons. I and Sham wrote pasuk chema who had to gomer. What is that? That's just a way to end. Going most poskim the butter is after mutter, and so to the cream. Kuf design, shifting gears. Dini advarim asum nishuma sakara, just because they are dangerous. Shem shosu lechol v'shtos. Just like you're not allowed to eat or drink something which is prohibited. Mochen as lechol v'shtos. V'shtos sakara. You're also not allowed to eat or drink something which is dangerous. Margul v'shas, we find fit in the shas. It's a kanta chamir miyasura. Something dangerous is more severe than something which is forbidden. It says, I will demand the blood of your souls if you are reckless. See what it says, be careful of your souls. Anybody commits suicide, and look, there's no portion of the world to come. That's interesting. It says, I don't recall there's no portion to come there, but okay. But that's something about, I think, Bilam and Titus. And maybe it's the case of the people who, the young children committed suicide, that they want to know their Chelkom Mabah. Maybe something along those lines. Anyway, all my Yamar, other Makum Sakana, but you should never stand in place of danger. Lomar is to say, Shiashu Lonace, they're going to make a miracle. The Shem Yasu Lonace. They ain't going to make no miracle. Yasu, if they make a miracle of you, Menakim Ches, it's going to deduct from your merits. There is the story about a person who drank water which had been left open on Erev Yom Kippur, and of course the danger was that some poisonous creature drank from it. Avamai said, no, that the merit of Yom Kippur protect him. So he didn't manage to finish drinking it. Actually, until his innards were perforated and he died. So the person be very careful about this. Basically, the time of Shas there was this problem. Liquids were revealed, but Ochlin was even food which was revealed. Sakon Gadol at that time was a great danger. They had snakes which ate and drank from them. And left them poisoned. Of course, now that we don't have such snakes prevalent among us, by the way, I think that those types of snakes were actually types of slugs. There's certain types of slugs which are poisonous, and if they get into your water or your in your food or beverage, it could be a big problem. So now, we're not concerned with the therefore they did not spend much time talking about this. Famous says Shum Davar Shnesa, but meaning this is not something which should be considered, well, it was made usher formally, but legislated. Shaslam, which is usher forever, actually, but the time even the reason is negated. Like he wrote in the previous simon about cheese, that also is not Xera. The Begilu when they made the Xera on my Gulim, on this revealed water, logos on commission chashim soon. They made this decree where snakes are prevalent. And this is the way the takana was oishgestellt, the way it was put into place. Logos, so they didn't make a decree in places where these snakes are not prevalent. The tour and places. One of the great Achronim wrote the Gamatom Atzor Samara Panimi today also in the inner western countries. Not sure what those are. Maybe it's the same as the Middle East, inner west, inner east. Yesh Arbei Makomos the Shchichi Buna Choshin. There are many places where there are snakes and scorpions. You have to be careful. That's in the Bri Chodesh. I don't think any of that applies. Most places we live today. Gimel Shana Chachai Mishnah B'Tru Truma. So we're going the comment to us. Shlosha Mashkim Misum Shemgil. 3 beverages which are also left open. Amayim, water, vayayin, and wine, v'chav, and milk. V'shar kol mashkim mutar. Any other beverages mutar. Neshanoch and shosan. This snake does not drink from them. Akra Brisa yesh, but in the Brisa it says the gam dvash yesh b'mishum gili. Also honey has a problem. But we hold this problem by honey as well. Rama pasa the gam tira. So the Rama has goes so that brine is also. Even several people drank from them and did not get damaged. You shouldn't drink them. They chase air suit because there's a poison that floats to the top. Some poison floats to the top. Some poison is suspended in the middle of a beverage. Clean. Some poison sinks to the bottom of the vessel. Therefore, could be the people who drink from the top will be by damage, not people down drink from the middle or bottom, or vice versa, or any of these configurations. If you strained the beverage, there's a problem. Nevertheless, we don't say that the poison remained on top in the strainer. Then there's no evidence. It could be that passed through the strainer. As long as the beverages are revealed without a person watching them, there's a problem of gilui, whether it's day or night. And if there's a person there, it's not good enough. He's there, but he has to be awake, not asleep. These snakes are not afraid of sleeping people. Since even he's dozing off, it's awesome. This is a good question. It's a doubt what is considered to be proper shmira. How long does it take for the snake to get there? That should be when it's megula, it's aser. So the snake should come out from under the handle of the vessel, and come back and be able to then come back to his lair. Which is a very short time. The measure, not the amount of time. The volume, or just gilui. Mashkin came, if the vessels aren't kelim, ain't lam shir. No measure. Even whether a lot or a little, it's also. Kaka, if it's in the ground, Omer Gemara, when it says Arbaim Saw. After 40 saw is the problem. Because Torah says, Yesh Arbaim Saw, Yoser. If it says 40 saw more, Ha'eres Bat Obahem, then the boy says, notify them and mutter, it's permissible. Yesh Vashim says, say after. The opposite. Shar Arbaim Saw, mutter. You should what? After 40 saw, it's mutter because it's little. If there was poison, you recognize them in the clear beverage. But if it's 40 saw or more, it's not recognizable. Also, you should take into account both shitas. But a spring which flows even very slowly, there's no problem with gilui. It's the Rambam. Because that's who Shami says. Rambam make a distinction in terms of the volume of the water. Because of time, right generically, the mamayim rubim, if the water is a lot, they should tova by mamar, so the poison gets dissipated in them. Mutter, it's personal chum. Not distinguish between the vessels and the ground, or between water and other beverages. It says here, I ain't sure this goes to Shitas Mishnah in Truma.